and welcome to another episode of Leslie Said What? Yes, guys, welcome. For those of you who have not been here the last couple of weeks, guess what? We are in season two of Leslie Said What? Can you believe it? It's crazy. And this is episode number 4. Okay. And for those of you who don't know, these first few, well, for the month of June, pretty much, I have been doing a series on basically cast and crew, or what I call the celebrities of entertainment, of Christian entertainment. So I've been doing a little series on that. So a lot of the shows that I've been doing lately have been interviews. And so tonight is no different. I'm super excited to have Mr. Robert Shepard, actor, on the show. So it's going to be a good one, as always, guys. You know me. It's going to be lit. Anyway, say hello in the comments so that I know that you're here. Remember, feel free to always join the conversation. Have at it. Super excited that everyone is here. Okay, so let's jump right in. Let's see some of these comments. Aw, Kristen. I'll make sure Robert sees that. I love you, Dad. That is awesome. Welcome, Kristen. I'm so excited you're here. Oh, man. Because, yeah, you usually have Bible study, so it's so nice to see you on here. Okay, so let's jump right in. Before we do that, I'm going to show you guys an older reel, I guess you could say. A demo reel for Mr. Robert Shepard. It's an older one, but a good one. You know, like an oldie but a goodie. You know that terminology. That's what this is. It's an oldie but a goodie. Okay? So, without further ado, here we go.
Judd.
What can I do for you, Mr. Burnett?
I want you to put a little of this into each of Will's drinks tonight.
What?
I want you to put some of that into every drink my son Will is given.
But, sir, no disrespect, but that's...
That's what I told you to do.
It won't hurt him, will it?
It is just to help my uptight son relax a little, all right?
All right.
You should come to church on Sunday with me. Might be a nice change.
Maybe.
You help some to help themselves. And you watch over the others until then. You do a good thing here, Bertie.
Where's Violet? Don't know.
You lying to me?
She was in rough shape. Your pa wouldn't even let us call the doc. Don't know no more than that.
Wow, right? Acting skills to the T. Doesn't matter. Old school, new school. He's got the skills, right? He's got the skills to pay the bills, guys. The skills to pay the bills. All right. So, without further ado, let me stop talking and bring in Mr. Robert Shepard. Woo! Hey, Robert.
What? Did you? Your name is Leslie?
That it is.
My publicist said I was going to be interviewed by Liesl from Sound of Music.
Well, if you switch around the letters, I guess it could be Liesl.
Leslie, I can't tell you how pleased I am to be here. I've looked forward to it all day long.
Me too. I am so excited to have you on. We have a few people saying, hey, hello, Ness. Hello, Chris. And hey, Miss Natalie Akers. She is the person who created the name Leslie Said What? So I'm super excited. So yes. So Mr. Shepard, welcome. And thank you so much for taking the time out to be here. You know,
well, it's
you
my
being
pleasure, for sure.
Especially with you being a full-time actor. I mean, hello, taking out the time to meet with me is just amazing. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Mr. Robert Shepard?
Well, I have been a full-time actor for about 30 years now. So I've been able to work in about every kind of venue that you can think of, from mystery dinner playhouses to feature films, industrial films, student films, anything I could do. But it took me a long time to get here. I was actually born on a farm in the Missouri Ozarks. Great memories, but I wanted to be an actor from the time I was a little boy. I just couldn't
Aw.
quite figure out how to get from there to here, so it took a long time. But God is faithful, and finally, after several fits and starts, then I've been able to say I've been a full-time actor now for quite a while.
That's amazing. And that's so funny that you said that, like, from the time you were a little boy, because, like I was telling you before we were on air, you just had that actor look, like I don't know, there was like, I don't know if you remember the show back in the day, Masterpiece Theater. Like, you have the voice, you have the look, like, you definitely look like an actor.
I don't think I'm old enough to remember that show.
Oh my goodness. I seriously, like, literally your voice has literally that authentic voice. So yes, you definitely fit, you have found your calling for sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
What is your most recent work?
The one that we are working on the hardest is a film called Past Shadows. It's a movie that I co-produced with my production partner, James Arsanzo. And we have had it, there have been some theatrical showings. And now then in August, it should be streamed, and we're hoping the DVD copies will be available. And then coming up in December, it'll be on Encourage TV and other television sites. So we are trying to get the word out for people to look for it, and whether they stream it, buy it, or watch it on TV at a regular TV channel, we don't care. We just love for you to see it,
And what's it called again, so I can put it for people to?
It's called Past, P-A-S-T, Shadows.
Gotcha. Past Shadows. Gotcha. I will make sure to spread the word for you.
I so appreciate that.
Now, I also know that there's going to be a recent work soon with me and you and Benny the Barnacle.
Isn't that incredible?
I know. I'm so excited.
There are so many people that I love that the Colliers have convinced lovingly, I'm sure, to be in that series. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's my first voiceover one, so I'm really excited. Super excited.
I just wish we could all be together. I'm sure it'll all be individual, but can you imagine how fun it would be if we were all...
my goodness. Could you imagine? I would pay to just go to do that.
Exactly.
Yes, it would be awesome. One of my students, hey Sierra, she's saying, hey Miss Rob. Aw, thanks for watching, sweetie. Natalie says, putting it on my DVD list to look for in a few months. Yes, Past
Great.
Shadows.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so Past Shadows, Natalie. Okay, so back to our questions. What is your preferred acting genre? So, like, what is your favorite thing to do? Is it comedy? Is it drama?
I actually like it all. I thought you were going with the sort of what kind, probably film, if I had to narrow it down.
So that medium.
Yes, I think that's the medium. But, I really like to do it all. And I don't know that I really have had a great chance to do comedy, though. So that's something that I would love to do.
Oh my gosh.
The other thing I love to do is the opportunity to play against type. Because I don't know what you see, but most people see a minister, a lawyer, a teacher, whatever. And occasionally, like I did in Chip Rossetti's series, The Dark, I got to play this crazy old farmer in the last days. And it was really the most fun I've actually had in acting in a long time.
Oh, that sounds fun. Oh my gosh, for sure. Oh man. So, like, why Christian entertainment?
I just think it's such an important medium. I think one of the things that I like about it, first of all, is that I believe that we can reach people in Christian media that we can never get to go to church, at least not initially. So if we could use that by telling a good story and getting them involved and seeing that these are real people that have real problems, but are committed committed their lives to to serving the Lord, then I think that can really maybe a springboard and really help them
So
to
true.
think about it in a different way.
Amen. So true. Like, now, do you see, like, what is it, a Christian entertainment film, or maybe multiple, that you've done that you really think would touch the people in a certain way? You know what I mean? And really just reach them for the love of Christ or for Christ. What is
Well,
something that you've done?
yeah, I think actually, I hate to repeat again, but I actually think Past Shadows is one of those because it actually, the family is very broken in this film. A terrible incident happened that actually the family breaks apart. My character is there, and he moves off to a nearby town to continue teach college, which he had done, but he's isolated from them. And how through a miracle, actually the miracle of a piece of glass that comes from the Holy Land, actually helps to solve the problem and bring reconciliation. But I think the reality of the fact, because unfortunately there's just a lot of broken families today.
I know. Yeah. Especially like in the midst of things nowadays, just the family itself, it just seems like it's under attack. The whole concept of family, and people's families and different things that they're going through, whether it's like divorce, whether it's abuse, whether it's whatever, it just seems like the family itself is under attack. So this type of movie or program or whatever could definitely reach the hearts of the people. So yeah, that is definitely true. Now, tell us about your character in Past Shadows. Like, what is your character?
I play Professor Charles Bando, and I have, go to church, all of that, and then actually this incident that happens that breaks up the family actually happened at church. So
As
it brings a really that quality to it. But he is also struggles. He is an alcoholic, and he has to deal with that as an issue. And actually, it's because of him being an alcoholic that his family blames him for that incident that happened.
Oh wow, this sounds so good! I can't wait to see it for
And
sure.
so I think, but one that I really love actually is the Book of Ruth that I did several years ago, and it is such a neat retelling of that story, and it was a low budget film. We filmed it actually in Arkansas because there was a location in Eureka Springs that had an outdoor passion play, and they had a lot of costumes and sets, and so it was an inexpensive way to do it. But it's such a true telling of that story, and people still use it. They use it for Bible studies. In fact, a friend of mine is doing it this summer and asked if I would come over the night they show it and make and make a cameo appearance.
Cool. That's awesome. Is it still accessible? Like, how could we?
Oh yeah, Amazon Prime.
Oh, Amazon Prime. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just literally called The Book of Ruth?
Yes. Now you have to be careful. There's another Book of Ruth that's a secular one. So I think, but there's a couple. But this one, Sherry Morris, pastor in Alaska, is Ruth. And the late Carmen, I was very sorry when I heard that he had passed away.
Carmen, yeah.
Plays Boaz. And,
wow.
And DJ Perry, who I've worked with several times, is part of that as well. So yes,
Okay.
it's available.
Okay, so then, guys, if you're looking up this on Amazon Prime, it's The Book of Ruth. Just make sure that you check the actor list or the cast list for Carmen and some of the other people that he mentioned so that you get the correct version of The Book of Ruth and not the secular version, because we definitely want to see that. That is so cool. So, yeah, that's awesome. Well, we have a question from the audience for you.
Wow.
So, yeah. Nessia says, what are some of the challenges being in Christian entertainment?
I think one of the challenges actually for me is when I accept roles that's not part of Christian entertainment. And I hate to flip that around because I actually haven't found too many challenges, except the challenge of, getting it produced and getting it distributed. But that's going to be the same of almost any independent film that you're going to be a part of. So,
Yeah.
I understand that. But so I think actually the challenge for me is, as a Christian, what is my level of comfort when I go out into work in films that are not Christian,
Mm. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Now, I know that you had done one that was outside of Christian, that was mentioned on your IMDb, Lincoln.
Yes.
That's cool that you got to do Lincoln. How was that role?
Oh, well, I have to admit, that's probably one of the highlights of this so-called career of mine. I auditioned and then was cast very, very early on. And I can do some really bad auditions occasionally, not too many, I don't think, but I can. I knew that one wasn't one. I mean, there was something that behind that whole thing, the audition. I really felt great about the people I auditioned for. I could tell they did too. And so it then went to the final casting person in New York. And lo and behold, even without a callback, I was cast. So I
That's
was
so
cast
cool.
in May. The film starts. So not all my things work out like that, folks. So don't think that's typical. But
Yeah.
it was such it's not a large role, but I play the attending physician to the president when he's dying, basically. And it's the next
Okay.
to the last scene. And it was such a incredible experience to be directed by Mr. Spielberg. And of
Yeah.
course, and I would, as the physician, I would have to go and probably did this 25 times because they kept moving the camera and we'd have to do it 4 or 5 times here and then we repeat all over and over. So I'd go around and pull the cover back from Daniel Day-Lewis and have to listen. And I had a wooden stethoscope. I didn't know
Oh,
such a thing existed, but it
and
does.
me either.
It's cone shaped, and apparently it helped amplify the breathing sound, and it was very authentic. And so I would have to pull the cover back and put it down and listen, and then finally, then it would I would have to announce the time and date of the great man's passing. So
Well,
so
that's cool though.
that was the role, and
Yeah, guys. So if you've ever seen Lincoln, the next to last scene, with the doctor, hello, he's here. So that's
and
so
I also had
cool.
a beard. I also had a beard for that. Except
Ah.
I grew it like this, but then they shaved it here so that it looked like chops.
Oh, wow. So I wonder if it's just to appeal to that time, that generation.
Well, I think they may have used the real man, because it was a real person that was the doctor. So it could have been what Dr. Graves, had done. I don't know that I've actually ever seen a picture of him,
Oh, that makes sense.
but
Yeah. I didn't even
it
think
was
of that.
also part of the era, I think, as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's seriously an honor. Like, I'm with you on that. To be directed by Spielberg, like, like that's amazing. So pat on the back for you for that. Michelle says she is loving this convo. So I'm glad that you are loving the conversation, Michelle.
Well, let me just say this to Michelle. I love you, Michelle.
She says, when do you add your roles into your IMDb? I am, oh, well, you got the letters mixed up, but it's IMDb after you shot it, after you got paid, or after it comes out. When do you add it to your IMDb?
That's always up to the production company, the producer. And there are a lot that actually put it in before anything is, even before they have all the money, because they want to add a bit of legitimacy to it, if you will. The fact that it's on
Gotcha.
IMDb and the industry goes to see it. So it can be any time. It could be after, it could be before. And so just like our, Benny the Barnacle is on there.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything has been recorded yet.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys aren't familiar with what he's talking about, Benny the Barnacle, if you just joined in, Benny the Barnacle is an animated film, cartoon, short cartoon. I can't remember how it all goes. You guys know me. I always get tongue tied. But yes, we will be voiceovers in Benny the Barnacle. Now, what was your character?
Mine is Obadiah the Ancient Oyster.
and I'm gonna be a sea snail. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I don't know why they thought he had to be ancient. I mean, I
Was,
don't know, but I think I may have to really kind of have a real old voice.
was that a little dig? And Michelle says she loves you too.
Oh, thank you so much.
Natalie says, is it the Lincoln movie in 2012? That one?
I think so. Without
Yes,
looking at
we
it,
think
but that sounds right to me. But it'll be Spielberg's Lincoln.
Yeah, so if you look up Steven Spielberg's movie Lincoln, that version is the one where Mr. Shepard played the doctor. Doctor. Michelle says, did you have to do the worm when you auditioned for it, Leslie Robb? No, we did. I did not have to be to do anything weird to be in Benny the Barnacle. Nothing like that.
I think
But you
there's
know-
a story there that I have no idea what that
Well,
means.
Michelle knows I'm just crazy. So like I told you, like when we were teasing about Sound of Music, and I told you, I said, if I start singing and you're looking at me like, oh, I thought we were kidding. Like something like this is what I would do, is like the worm or something funny just to get into a part, I guess you could say. So that's what she's referring to. Because I am silliness at its best. I don't know if I want to say worst, but at its best. Natalie, sure. Natalie says yes. Just looked you up. LOL. You in Even Almighty too. Evan yeah. Almighty. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're in Evan Almighty. What do you do in that movie?
Yeah, well, if you look at it, you'd think I was a featured extra, but actually, I was a day player for a week, and cool. This was filmed in the Richmond area. And all of a sudden on a Friday, I got a call from my agent, and they said, hey, they want you to go down to Wilmington and audition for Evan Almighty as a member of Congress. So they had this scene coming up. And if you've ever seen the movie, they are having a hearing, a congressional hearing, and it's the one that all the animals ultimately break through the room and land all over the desk and all of that kind of thing. Well, they originally were going to use extras, and please, I'm not putting down extras. I've worked as an extra in over 50 motion pictures, so
amazing.
I've done that for years, so I love extras. But for whatever reason, they decided, and they hired like about 7 or 8 or more actors, and paid them a week contract to surround Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm sorry, whoops, I mentioned movies. Steve Carell.
Steve Carell and Evan Almighty, yeah.
Steve Carell, and because I think the thing was because of all the excitement of the animals and everything, if an actor speaks, you end up having to pay them.
Oh,
if they keep it in the film. So I think what they decided is let's surround Stephen Carell with this, and then if there's spontaneous words or whatever, we're covered. We don't have to worry about it.
There you go.
And so anyway, I then on the Monday after, that was a Saturday, I went down. My agent called and says, you've got to report to set by noon today, which was great. And so I worked a week, and we were there, and the director was bringing us in, and he was seating the different actors around, and he put me in a seat, and I happened to notice the one next to me was empty. I thought, well, that's interesting. I had no idea what that meant. So anyway, that was my seat. Well, lo and behold, it was Steve Carell's seat.
Nice.
So for about 4 days, I got to set by him as we went through all the different shenanigans, if you will, in that scene for Evan Almighty.
That's so cool. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Steve Carell is the dude from The Office. I think that's the most epic thing that most people know him from. Even though I've never seen them show The Office, I don't get the obsession.
Yeah, well, it's my son's favorite. He absolutely loves it. And then another thing, of course, it impressed my son greatly. Of course, the fact that I was with Steve Carell in that, but an actor that plays Dwight in The Office, Rainn Wilson, I had a scene with him in a movie called Permanent. So I'm working my way through the Office cast.
You go, one at a time. One person at a time from The Office. That's so cool. Michelle said, "What have been your favorite sets to be on?"
Well, it would definitely have to be Lincoln, just because of that was it. But I have to admit, as long as I've been doing that, I love being on set. I love everything about being on set. I love not just the other actors, but I think it's so important that you let the crew know, the caterer know, the people that's preparing the food, all the behind the scenes people. It's important to let them know how important they are
Yeah.
to this production, and I love it. I love every bit of it.
That's so cool. I think it would be so fun to do something with you. I don't know what it would be, but hey, that'd be so cool to be in person to do something. Yeah, that'd be
We'll have
fun.
to get onto that Kristen Collier
Yeah.
and tell her, hey, we got to do and maybe we could end up doing a Christian a buddy movie.
Oh, yeah. What does
Yeah.
that mean? What does that mean?
Well,
A buddy movie.
well, buddy means we're buddies, and we are. I don't know. Are we going to solve crime? I don't think we could commit
Oh,
crime.
do you know what you and I in a comedy would be
Yeah,
amazing?
wouldn't it?
So, producer Kristen and Kevin Collier, guys, you heard us. We need a comedy, the two of us together. That would be so much fun. Oh my gosh. Michelle said, yes, Leslie Robb, write a show for the three of us to be in. Michelle's also a comedian. So
Oh well,
yeah,
we would love that.
oh yeah, we would love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so yeah, that's just to put a bug in your ear, Kristen and Kevin.
They got this
Um
nice studio up in Michigan going on, so let's put it to
uh,
use,
yes, let's
right?
put it to use. Why not? I'm down. I would
Well,
totally be down for
if you're down, I'm up.
this. Well, I'm down for it. I'm game. Let's get it done. Okay, who is an actor that you admire?
I'm afraid that I date myself too much. The one that I have always loved is actually Charlton Heston.
Oh, and I don't know who
He
that
has
is.
played so many, parts that I love. Ben-Hur, Moses, almost any historical character you can think of. He did,
Oh.
and not just because of that, but the thing I kind of look at when I was talk about admiring people, he was a great family man. He had his family. It was stable. He was in Hollywood, but I don't think he was quite of Hollywood.
Hmm.
So I kind of admire that as well.
That's cool. Now, is that the dude that was in Ten Commandments? No?
That's it. Yep.
Ah,
That,
because this is crazy. A few weeks, no, a couple months ago, I had Kate Battistelli. I had her on my show, and she starred on Broadway. I think it was Charles Heston. I don't know if he was in there. Anyway, I think that was his name. I could be wrong, but they were on Broadway together for some show she was talking about. So I don't know. That could be the same person. I don't know because I don't know who that is. But I
well,
do. I do remember Ten Commandments.
yeah. Well, that's right, and it's on every year to this day.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
on every year during Passover / Easter time.
Yeah, my dad watches it all the time. He watches Ben-Hur and the Ten Commandments and all those oldies, but goodies. See, oldies but
Exactly.
goodies. See, I'm
Exactly.
not dating you, I promise. It's an oldie but a goodie, so that's how we'll say it.
Well, I'm sorry, you can't. I do have to tell you, we do have to draw the line. We can't date because I am married.
Look at you. Look, see? You said you've never done comedy. Look at you. See, look at that improv right there. That was well done. Well done, Mr. Shepard. Michelle said you should do a road trip movie. I want to be in the back seat. I am a clean version of Melissa McCarthy. That is so true, Michelle. You really are a clean version of Melissa McCarthy. I will never forget that rap video you did, Michelle. So yes, you are definitely that version. Kristen says adding that to her prayer list. So hey,
All right.
we'll take it.
Well, she is a woman of faith, so
All right now.
I am trusting that will happen. That would be so much fun.
That would be. Natalie said road trip meets trains, planes, and automobile movie. That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right, one last question for you, and then I'm gonna let you go. I promise. Um, what is an obstacle that you have had to overcome as an actor?
I guess the biggest obstacle was figuring out how to actually get into it. I
Mm,
really I knew that's what I wanted, but also in many ways I was kind of immature too. In some ways, other ways I wasn't, but I knew I wanted to do it, but I wasn't willing to like move away to New York and study or go to California or whatever back right out of high school, as you hear some people that do. So it
mm-hmm.
really just took me quite a while to right figure it out. But I knew that I always wanted to, and I tried various and sundry things. And over the years, in fact, I've told it before, but in 1970, I actually made my national TV debut as Bachelor number two on the dating game.
Okay, that's awesome.
But you don't know that you're too young to know the dating game,
I know
right?
the dating
You
game.
do?
I
Okay.
do. I mean, yes. It definitely was one of those TV land shows or Nick at Night things that go way back. But I still know.
Okay.
Even though it was a revival of it, it wasn't the
Well,
original
and
version.
in fact, there's going to be a new one called Celebrity Dating Game, I just read.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And of
oh my God. Now that's going to be hilarious.
course, I'm off the market, so sorry.
You're like, well, there goes that idea. Let's see. We have two comments. Let's see. Michelle says, "Oh, the title of our movie should be named Mr. Shepherd Goes on a Trip." Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that's great. You know, a movie a long time ago was Mr. Hobbs Takes a Vacation, Jimmy Stewart. It's kind of, reminds me, it's got that
that
vibe to it,
Yeah, that little yes, exactly. I get what you're saying. It's got that bounce to it. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Natalie says, "I know the dating game, LOL."
Aha. All
Yes.
right.
And me and Natalie are the same age. We went to high school together. So see, you never know, right?
Exactly.
Well, if there is no more comments and no more questions for Mr. Shepherd, I want to thank you a million times. And thank you, Kristen, for introducing us. I look forward to working with you on Benny the Barnacle. That is going to be fun. Even if we don't get to see each other in person, at least we know we're sort of in the same vicinity ish. So, yes, thank you so much. And again, Mr. Shepherd's information is below, guys. If you want to check out his IMDb, he has a website coming soon, not yet, but coming soon. So keep an eye out for that, as well as Past Shadows, Past Shadows, Past Shadows. So look that up, add it to your DVD list, add it to your viewing list, or whatever it is, streaming list, or however you want to do it. And then don't forget to check out on Amazon Prime, he mentioned The Book of Ruth. But remember to check the casting list to see for Carmen or any of the other actors that he mentioned so that you get the right version. Again, thank you, Mr. Shepherd.
It is truly my pleasure, and I hope that we get to work together in the future.
I do too. This was fun. Thank you again. Take care. Okay, guys, thank you as always for watching. Leslie said, "What?" I thank you guys for joining me. As we said, season 2, and this is episode 4. Mr. Shepherd was awesome. So much fun. I mean, oh my goodness. I look forward to the possibility of working with him in the future. But that is it, guys. Season 2, episode 4 of Leslie Said What is out.